You're listening to the Why Boarding School podcast, broadcasting around the world. Join us as we promote independent boarding schools throughout the United States and Canada with our invited guests. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jeffrey Quebec.
Welcome to the Why Boarding School podcast. I'm Jeff Quebec, and today I'm joined by the Assistant Head of School at Rothesay Netherwood School in Rothesay, New Brunswick, Craig Jollymore. Welcome, Craig. It's great to have you here today.
Thanks very much, Jeff. I'm really pleased to be with you today.
Great. With a founding dating back to 1877, including the merger of an all-boys school with an all-girls school, Rothesay Netherwood certainly has a wonderful history. And Craig, perhaps you can start off by giving our audience a brief overview of the number of students at Rothesay Netherwood School, the grades you offer, where the students come from, etc.
Absolutely. Certainly since the mid-1980s, we have been one school. We have this year, we're at 330 students. We're about half boarding and half day. And we would say, in addition to a beautiful natural setting, that one of the defining characteristics of our school is that we're a boarding school first, and we believe half of our students go home to sleep at night with their parents and the other half stay right here. Our philosophy is a boarding school philosophy. Yeah.
That's great. And so for the grades you offer, it starts at?
We are grade 12, and in grades 11 and 12, we offer the International Baccalaureate Diploma Program. And as a result, we would be primarily a university preparatory school, and we would have students go off to universities across Canada, into the U.S. As well, and into Europe.
Very nice. And so let's talk a little bit about the academic curriculum at Rothesay Netherwood. I know you mentioned the IB program. Maybe you can share a little bit about the academics and the IB program.
Well, we really believe that we're a school that prepares students for university and the rest of their lives. And so we are anchored at grades 11 and 12 with an international baccalaureate program where the overwhelming majority of our students strive to earn a diploma from the IB in addition to their high school diploma from us. We really think that because every student in grade 11 and 12 undertakes the IB, it's a really rich learning environment where students support each other and really strive to do their best in a globally recognized world-class curriculum.
And some of the offerings the students might take academically, some of the classes they would?
Well, we know our students are going to work in all aspects of healthcare and law and engineering and computer programming and computer software development, as well as, education and so on and so on and so on. So what we do here is we offer a range of courses that allow them to open the doors they need open. So we would offer in grades 11 and 12, we would offer biology and chemistry and physics, environmental science. We would offer psychology. We would offer English, Spanish, French at various levels, a variety of social sciences, arts, music, theater, and those kinds of courses. And so for us, it's really about inviting people into our school community, getting them aligned with and learning about their own interests, and then giving them the academic choices they need to be able to carry their journey beyond our campus.
So Craig, you mentioned the arts. Can you tell me a little bit about the visual performing arts offerings?
Absolutely. So at our school, first of all, we would have a really rich musical program. So we offer school musicals every year. We would have a performing arts dance program at the middle school level that's moving now into the senior school. We would have a rich visual arts program that would include students doing international baccalaureate level work that's internationally adjudicated and marked. And we're really proud of the fact that our school hosts a festival called Festival of the Arts that is attended by students all over and teachers from all over our province. Consequently, we're really recognized in this area as a hub for study in and undertaking in the arts.
Very nice. Are there any special, say, signature programs at the Rothesay Netherwood School?
Well, thanks. It's a great question. We believe that every student in our school has a unique and exceptional experience, but we do have some programs that we think we like to highlight. I'll start in athletics, and I would say that we have a preparatory level basketball program for young men that would send students off to U.S. and Canadian schools, including Division I schools in the United States, to compete upon graduation. We would have preparatory level or prep level girls and boys hockey teams, and they would compete in some prep leagues. The level of play is really high, and they would go off and often either be drafted into competitive junior programs or go off and play Division One, Division Two hockey in the U.S. And then if we move beyond that, we would say that the arts program is one I've already mentioned. We think that we provide a really special set of opportunities for students interested in the arts. We've looked at some other areas as well. We've partnered with Stanford University's Challenge Success program just this year, and over the next few years, our focus with them is going to be the development of research-supported, data-driven approaches to wellness and well-being. And so think very confidently over the next 2 or 3 years, we'll be speaking about our approach to wellness and student well-being as a signature level program here as well. And I might add, we're a boarding school. It's core to our identity. We think we do it really, really well. And it's because we are really focused on the concept of community. And I'd argue that certainly our experience is that our families tell us that we're really good at providing boarding. And so that's certainly signature for us as well.
That's great. So with regards to athletics, you mentioned that, the basketball and the ice hockey programs, are students required to play a sport each season?
No, not necessarily. What we do believe is in the idea of a well-rounded person. And so our students work really hard through the day. At the end of the day, everyone would go off and do some type of co-curricular 4 times a week for about an hour or so. And often that's a sport, but not always. We offer a broad range of other opportunities like Model United Nations, debating, a broad range of arts and dance offerings as well, where students can have the opportunity to just undertake something that expands them as a person, that's driven by their passions, and that really, quite frankly, provides some balance from the good work they do in the classroom.
So can you share with our audience some of the athletic offerings? I know you mentioned the basketball and hockey. Are there some other sports that might be offered?
Oh, we would offer in the fall, we would offer field hockey, a broad range of soccer and track and distance running programs. We would also offer some opportunities for students to be able to do STEAM and STEM things after school, Lego robotics. In the winter, we offer for our international boarders, people who've never played hockey before, we have a really successful program where people who perhaps even haven't skated before get prime ice time every day after school, 4 days a week, to learn how to play hockey. And on Fridays, they play a game. It's fantastic. And then in the spring, we would have things like rugby and rowing and volleyball. I mean, I know we offer between 40 and 50 different discrete activities per year. Many of our students find their way to our fitness center. We've got a huge new modern fitness center here as well. That's certainly something they use after school.
That's great. So we're going to do, Craig, we're going to take a quick little break, and we're going to come back and we're going to speak more about the Rothesay Netherwood School.
Do you have any questions or guests that you'd like to see on an upcoming Why Boarding School podcast? You can contact us directly through our website at whyboardingschool.com. Now, back to our show.
Welcome back to the Why Boarding School podcast. I'm Jeff Quebec, and I'm joined by Craig Jollymore, who is the assistant head of school at the Rothesay Netherwood School in Rothesay, New Brunswick. And it's great to have you here. I appreciate it, Craig. And
great to be here.
So maybe you could share with me, what's a typical school day like at Rothesay Netherwood School?
Absolutely. So for us, there's one important guiding principle we have. Our students are all together twice a day at the same time in the same space. So our day would start off, for boarders, first of all, it would start off with a wake up at about 7 a.m. They have an opportunity to get a nice breakfast in our dining hall, perhaps a custom cooked omelet or their favorite cereal or what have you. By about 10 to 8, they tidy their rooms. And by 8:15, everybody in the school, day students and boarding students, is in chapel. And so chapel is an opportunity for us to be together. We would sing perhaps a song. We might have a student presentation on something happening. We might hear a message from our school chaplain, or we might hear a speech from one of our grade 12 students. That lasts about 20 minutes. Throughout the day, we would have 4 classes of 85 minutes each, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. mid-morning we have a break, and we also have a period called advisor period, and that's a really important part of the day that I'll probably talk about at some point during our visit together. Um, at lunchtime, 3 days a week, we would have a sit-down lunch in our dining hall with some assigned seating. And that's a really important community building exercise because our groups are mixed groups of various ages. We really believe in the concept of community and getting to know one another well. And then 2 more classes in the afternoon. So the short answer is we start at 8:15. We have 4 classes in the day, an advisor period, lunch, and chapel. And by 4 o'clock, we're ready for a co-curricular experience.
And then how about the evening for those that are on campus? Is there a dorm in the dormitory, a study
Yeah,
hall?
those are finish their co-curricular and then go back to our dining hall, and they would then enjoy a dinner meal. There would be a couple of choices each night for dinner, and they would have a lovely meal in Heritage Hall, and then have a chance to have some downtime until about 7:30. And then each night across our campus, it's magic, it's wonderful. Everyone settles in and gets some schoolwork done in their rooms, or they sign out and go to the library and work together collaboratively in our library right here in the heart of our campus. And so what's really exciting about that is that in lots of our incoming students aren't used to the idea always that it's cool to do well in school. It's cool to be focused in school. And suddenly here they're surrounded by a peer group that just understands that putting a few hours in every evening is part of the routine, and it just gets to be habit. And it's a habit that pays huge dividends in university when they are off on a campus with a greater degree of autonomy.
Certainly, it seems like a very positive culture there.
It is. It is. It's really, really effective in building just habits that can last a lifetime.
And how about the weekends at Rothesay Netherwood School? Are there events, clubs, activities on campus, off campus, different trips, places?
Well, I really appreciate the question. I mean, our unique value proposition here would be we really want to be a school that offers a transformative experience in a safe and supportive place. We're a boarding school. That means students are here 7 days a week. And that means that on the weekends, we want to offer opportunities for students to try things they might not normally try. And so every weekend, we have a team of a half dozen people responsible every weekend for planning activities together with students that they might like to do. It could be zip lining, it could be hiking, it could be a video game tournament in our theater on the stage, it could be learning how to curl, or it could be having a trip to the mall. But you name it, and we've done it. Sometimes it's a spirit game, and we go cheer on some students in the school on a team. Every weekend there's something happening on Saturday afternoons, Saturday evenings, Friday evenings, and Sunday afternoons. And on top of that, on the weekends, I have to tell you, I hardly ever miss a weekend meal midday because we have an incredibly delicious brunch every day on Saturdays and Sundays. Really sort of a late start to those meals. And we think that our students work really hard here, so we think it's important to provide some time for them to have a bit of a later start and a bit of a sleep in on a Saturday and Sunday morning.
Well, speaking about meals, certainly food is always a hot topic for students at boarding schools. And tell us a little bit, Craig, about the meals at Rothesay Netherwood School. Are they sit down, they buffet, are they required, not required?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I think for us at a boarding school, food is central to how affecting how we feel every day. And so we have a team of people that work here that love being part of the RNS employee group that work in our kitchen to prepare food. We would have a breakfast every morning. We do expect students to go each day and have something to eat and check in there. And we have an adult to check in on them and see how their day is looking. We would have lunches each day, and the lunches would include a salad bar, 2 types of soup every day, and then an entree. And those entrees would also include options for people who are gluten-free or vegan or vegetarian. And then in the evenings, we would have typically 2 options for dinner to eat, along with again perhaps a dessert and vegetables and those kinds of things. And so I'd say for us, well, the best barometer I could give you is lots of our faculty live on campus, and they certainly are present for meals whenever they can be. And lots of our day students at the end of a long day seem to ask their parents to pick them up maybe half an hour later than they need to so that they can perhaps eat dinner with their friends. So for us, food's really important. And we have a food committee here as well where students get to provide input and sort of provide some democratic school votes on favorite foods that we can serve a little more frequently. So it's an integral part of a boarding school life is food.
You certainly can't blame them. The food sounds great.
It is. No, we're very fortunate.
So, Craig, can you share a little bit about the dormitory life at Rothesay Netherwood School?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the relationships that are developed in dorms are really, really special. We would have 4 dorms on our campus aimed at junior residents and senior residents. They're loosely organized around male and female residences, with some exceptions. And I can tell you that even when I have our reunions here and people come back from the 60s, from the 70s, the people that had developed those relationships in residences then are still close friends all these decades later. The life in our dorms really centers around relationships, around camaraderie, around some shared experiences. And so there's a sort of a routine where you live in a house and you've got some house parents, some adults that work here that care about you, and they really do care about you. They're present for you. And you have a chance to work together with your friends in your dorm. You have a chance to go through life together, and there's a real sense of routine and structure, but just the right amount of structure. There's also a chance for some fun and downtime together as well. It's really special. I spent 5 years as a dorm parent early in my career, and it was formative for me as a teaching professional. I think it's a really special experience. I think our boarding students are our most fortunate students on campus.
So, Craig, you shared with us earlier about the advisory period. Perhaps you can share with our audience a little bit about the advisor system. Is it arranged by dormitory, by grade, etc.?
It's a great question, and it's a great program at our school. Our advisor group is divided into 2 categories. We have a middle school advisor group and a senior school advisor group program. But the advisor program is central to the experience of our school. I would say we do it differently than any other boarding school in Canada. We meet every single day with our advisor group for about 15 or 20 minutes. And on Wednesdays, we eat lunch together in our dining hall. The advisor really acts as the coach for life at school. And so I would have an advisor group of 10 students, and I meet them daily, and I know all about and hear all about their lives, how their schoolwork is going, how their sports teams or their musical or their play is going. And it's really a chance to develop some social relationships within the group and to have an adult present that can be their go-to person to support them as they hopefully take risks and embrace opportunities and even suffer some setbacks where they just need a little bit of encouragement. And so for us, if we want a risk-taking culture of growth, we know we need an adult there alongside students. And for us, we do it every single day. And we think we do it differently than maybe anybody else in Canada anyway. That's what we've been told.
Well, that certainly does seem unique, but also seems like quite a wonderful experience for those students that you make that connection once a day.
It absolutely is. And what is so special is every teacher at our school is an advisor, and every teacher's advisor group has a slightly different culture and a slightly different way of celebrating its members. It has different rituals and so on. And so it really is special and unique to our school. And it's something I think our students really tell us is meaningful to them and really helps them grow over time.
So would you say, is there a typical Rothesay Netherwood School student?
No, I would say that what is wonderful about our school is the diverse range of students that we have. We would have students who are really interested in academics. We have students who are really interested in a sport or performance or what have you. I think what they all share is a desire to grow, to be in a place where they have opportunities, where they can be supported to take some risks, and that they can be known for who they are. And that's what they all have in common. Students who come here, whether they are, at the very top range academically, or if they're a little bit more like I was in high school, they all share this willingness to try their best. And that's really all we need from a student at our school is an openness to trying your best, a willingness to engage. But we would have students really from all over the world this year, from between 20 and 25 countries. We have students with a broad array of interests and languages and cultures. But what is in common is this concept that they are part of a community and that they are here to try their best.
So within this community, are there any sort of cool traditions that you feel may be unique to other schools? Or perhaps, Craig, there's maybe that one tradition you hope always remains a part of Rothesay Netherwood School?
Well, one of the traditions that students love is the way that our school year starts. We recognize that coming to a new school can feel for some young people challenging. And so there are a few things we do in the first week that we think are really special and that our students would never allow us to stop doing. And one of those is called Interhouse Day. And it happens here on campus on the first Friday of the year. We cancel classes. Every student in the school is in one of 4 houses. It's not quite Hogwarts, but it's close. And they wear their house colors for the day. And they have a set of competitions, everything from trivia competitions to tug of war to running races to a little bit of a paint war, washable paint. And suddenly, by the end of the day, a student who's new in our school has got 50 or 60 friends. They sort of work to compete alongside together and in a really good natured way. And suddenly, those social bonds are formed almost immediately. And those houses cover grades 6 to 12. So if I'm a student who's new in grade 10, I'm going to meet a student in grade 12 or grade 6 or 7 or 9. And we know that is a really, really special part of how the year starts. It's entirely led by grade 12 students. They do everything from, cheer competitions, you name it. It's really special. And the other thing we do just the day before we do that is the first lunch of the first school day of the year. The ticket in for a returning student is they must bring a new student with them to lunch in order to be served. And so we have a lot more returning students than new students, and our new students discover they're very popular right away. And so for us, I think it's those rituals of welcoming people into the school, making them feel part of our community right away. Those are the things that are special that no one could ever imagine us not doing.
What a great way and what a great tradition to sort of bring the community together at the start of the school year. That's awesome. And so before we speak about a little about admissions, is there anything about the Rothesay Netherwood School that we didn't discuss here today that you'd like to mention?
Yeah, I would just say that for us, the one thing we have been told over the decades that's special about us is our commitment to the idea of community. It's this idea that we are a school of 330. It's small enough that we can get to know each other really, really well. And students tell us they feel safe here. They feel like they can take risks here. They feel welcomed here. And they tell us they develop friendships that last for decades and decades and decades. And so that is something that is really special here. 2/3 of our teachers live on campus. We think that helps with it. And I think that for us, the idea of community is so important. It's one of our 4 values. The 4 values at our school are character, courage, creativity, and community.
Well, Craig, the community certainly does feel quite strong and sound quite strong based upon everything from having a daily advisory meeting to having that ticket of having to meet another student at the beginning of the school year to get in the dining hall, to get that good food. That's awesome.
That's right. Absolutely.
So if someone's interested in the Rothesay Netherwood School, how might they go about starting the admissions process? What would be their best steps?
Do is reach out to our enrollment team. And so they could do that via our website or by calling the school and be connected with one of our enrollment team members. They're all people who have a really good understanding of our school and a really good understanding of the process. I would say if it's possible in that initial conversation to indicate whether you'd be able to come to campus as a new family. We have found it is so helpful for families if they're able to come visit us in person. And it overwhelmingly provides clarity on how the fit will look. But the first step would be just reaching out to our enrollment team.
I think that's so true. There's no replacement from actually physically getting on the campus.
No, and selfishly, we have a really good conversion rate when people come to our campus and discover that what we're sort of saying on our website is exactly what's happening. We find that overwhelmingly they say yes to RNS.
That's great. And Craig, what is the website address if those are interested in checking out the school and starting the process?
Absolutely. www.rns.cc.
That's easy.
It's really www.rns.cc. And from there's a jump off point to our enrollment team's contact information. And there's lots of wonderful information on the website about the RNS experience, which we want to be unique and we want to be exceptional for every student.
Well, this has been great, Craig. I've really enjoyed speaking with you and learning more about the Rothesay Netherwood School, and thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Awesome. Craig Jollymore, Assistant Head of School, Rothesay Netherwood School.
Thank you for listening to the Why Boarding School podcast. We look forward to you joining us for our next episode. Please remember to subscribe to the Why Boarding School podcast and help us spread the word. Until next time.